you're hearing a lot of praise for the Cash for Clunkers program. It certainly boosted auto sales last month. With the initial $1 billion essentially used up, should the program get an additional $2 billion in funding? Republican Senator Jim DeMint vehemently objects to this funding, and he joins us now from Washington. Let's get to it, because the proof is in the numbers. When you look at the July sales across the board for U.S. and foreign automakers, they were up. The industry is on its knees. Why do you oppose more funding?
Well, this is not a role of the federal government to be picking winners and losers and micromanaging our economy. There are 250 million cars registered in the U.S. We're talking about a fraction of the number of cars that are on the road. And this program was estimated to cost $1 billion. It was out of money in a week. It's a perfect example of government mismanagement and inability to actually get involved in the private economy. We shouldn't be picking single industries to support with taxpayer money. This is borrowed money. This is a debt our children will have to pay back. We shouldn't be asking our children and grandchildren to buy cars for us today.
This is an industry that employs hundreds of thousands of American workers, whether you're talking about one of the big three or a foreign automaker that has facilities in this country. We heard George Pippis, who is the U.S. sales analyst at Ford, saying Ford would not have been able to break that two-year cycle of declining month-over-month sales if it were not for Cash for Clunkers. As a result, their sales were up 2%, and we haven't seen that since November of 2007. How can you argue with the numbers, Senator?
Well, if we give away a lot of money, people will buy things. If we want to really help the economy, we can do this across the board with tax cuts for businesses and individuals. Then they can go out and buy what they want.
You know, we're not giving them free cars. We're giving them a $3,500 to $4,500 voucher. The rest of that money is either coming from their pocket or from a loan, which they're then paying interest on.
This is $1 billion in 1 week, and they want $2 billion more to keep the program going, and we don't even know what's happened yet, what happened to the first part of the money. This is a mismanaged program. The dealers are saying that it is, and again, we could throw money out of airplanes and it would make some people happy, but that's not the role of the federal government, and we shouldn't be borrowing money. And most analysts that I've talked to have said that these cars would have sold anyway. Sales were down for a few months waiting for the program. When the program's over, sales will be down again. This is not the kind of business the federal government should be in.
You've said, and I'm quoting here, this is a, quote, great example of the stupidity that's coming out of Washington right now. You oppose more funding for this. You oppose TARP. You oppose the stimulus package. Is this the same sort of, quote unquote, stupidity when you look at federal bailouts of banks?
Well, this is just a mismanaged federal program. The stimulus program was a government spending program, and if we had at that time just cut the taxes across the board, let people spend money the way they want, let employers hire more people, we would have gotten the jobless rate under control. But the numbers that were promised in the stimulus bill have not come true. They said that unemployment would stay below 8%. We're going to get to 10% probably in the next report. So the numbers and the promises that are being used are not coming true. Yeah, we can create a bump in auto sales in 1 month by spending billions of dollars, but that's not the role of the federal government. We're supposed to focus on national defense, making sure interstate commerce works, and when we try to run the car business, we make a mess of it, and we can see that in Cash for Clunkers.
Senator, do you give any credence to the argument that these vouchers, as I said before, $3,500 to $4,500, actually create much more than, say, a $1 billion stimulus to the economy because the rest of the payment for the new vehicle is coming from the consumer or from a lender?
This is borrowed money. The government will have to pay it back with interest. Our children and grandchildren will have higher taxes and a lower quality of life because of the out-of-control spending that's going on right now. Yeah, we can make the economy go up if we leverage our future, but we are doing that at a rate we've never done before. The spending is out of control. The debt is out of control. Geithner yesterday was talking about raising taxes for all Americans. We have to at least read the bills, slow this down. But this Cash for Clunkers program was passed in secret, basically, without any debate. They said it would be $1 billion. Now they want $2 billion, and now they want to take over our health care program. You know, we just have to put the brakes on this before we destroy the American economy and create debt that we'll never be able to pay back.
We've got to wrap out of this quickly, though. Will we see a filibuster if this reaches a vote before the August recess?
I don't know about any filibuster. We don't have the numbers to filibuster. The Democrats can pass anything they want, as they've demonstrated, and they're just driving through a lot of bills without even reading them right now.